Cordelia,
Hey Fitz, how's it going?
pretty good. I'm organizing my life and, like kind of getting the Call family, all ready to go. Holidays are happening,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of crazy. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like kids are going to trick or treat this year and maybe we'll see family for Thanksgiving. It's kind of cool.
Yay.
Good moment.
That's
Um,
exciting.
but it's got me thinking about gifts. And, like, yes, I remember the sick bike I got in second grade for Christmas. It was awesome. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But it got me thinking about like unexpected gifts. These small little acts that ended up like really meaning a lot to me. Um,
Like, what do you mean?
well, like when I was a young climber, like I was like 22, 23. Kind of after graduating college, I had the ability to kind of go and travel some. And I remember I was down climbing in the Needles, which is this incredible granite climbing area in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
And there are these big climbs that come out of these tight gullies. So, climbers will kind of down climb into these gullies and they climb back out, and you're in basically like a hallway that's about 150 feet wide. So you can see the other people climbing. And I was there, and there was this very famous route called Atlantis that I wanted to try, and it was hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a bunch of other like kind of pro climbers or people I saw in magazines in the same gully climbing at the same time. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this route. And I did it really well. And I remember them like cheering for me. And it was this like really cool moment. And someone said, oh, that was awesome. You just like look so smooth on that. And I was like, oh, cool. Like I was probably so embarrassed. I didn't know what to say. And a lot of places in the Sierra, they have like little kind of like saloons or sort of cabin resorts or grocery stores kind of around them, like a lot of up in the high country and the highways up there. And there's one at the base of the Needles, and that same night, it was kind of like, I think it was cold out, and they had a pool table down there. And so we like drove down and we're like, okay, we'll like nurse a beer and just plug some quarters in. And I was good enough at pool that I could like win.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went down and we're just hanging out to get out of the cold, playing pool. And one of the guys stopped in for groceries or gas or something and was paying and saw us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait, one of which guys? One of the other guys climbing there?
yeah, one of the other kind of, people I'd seen in the magazines.
Uh-huh.
And he just like goes and buys a picture of Sierra Nevada, and he walks up to me and says, nice work today.
Aw.
And he sets it down and he's like, you deserve this.
Aw.
You're doing really well, and you're going to have a really good time with this sport.
Hmm.
And remember, at some point you're going to have to pay this forward.
Hmm.
And he walked out, and like we had this sweet pitcher of beer. And it was this moment of feeling like, oh, I belong inside of this community, of this group of people that are all trying really hard. They're living this life, sort of dirtbag lifestyle. Like I feel like I belong here.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same point of like allowing me to feel that way just through this simple gift, he also kind of put some guardrails around what it looked like moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
That I would have to do the same thing, on a sort of metaphorical level later in life. And like that was a gift, and it's not a free gift. That pitcher of beer cost $10 at that time. Those were the days. But it was like this simple gift that you could not buy in a store. You can't order that experience on Amazon. It's just like super unique to the moment in time and the people involved, and it was really important. And I've thought about it a lot through the years. I've told that story off and on just because it's like I like it. It makes me feel a part of something, and I appreciate that. And I think that was a really cool thing that person did for me.
Do you feel like you found a way to pay it forward?
Oh yeah, I think about that all the time. I mean, I'm always like trying to kind of figure out ways to help people feel like they belong. I try to do that on a lot of levels. Yeah, I think about it regularly. Being like cool of how much this place, how much this sport, how much this community has given me, and how many incredible memories, how many incredible friendships, experiences, my work, everything. Yeah, I keep it in mind all the time.
That's such a beautiful experience to have as a 22-year-old climber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool, and I don't think I realized it quite. I mean, it was a cool moment at that time, but I just don't think I realized that single gift, that I would think about it so much for decades.
I love that. Well, it kind of reminds me of the story that we did last year called The Gift, about how Becca Skinner, she hatched an idea for a perfect gift, and it involved dragging her family up to an Outlook to spend the night, and it almost became grounds for a family mutiny when it started to go sideways, but it ended up really becoming a prized family memory that they think back on all the time.
That's a great example. And so we were thinking about stories like this. And for these holidays, we thought that our community must have a lot of stories like this. And think about it. I bet you do. If you take a moment and you kind of think about that, I bet you think of something. What we value, what we give, and what we receive, it says so much about us, right? About our experience as people, about our connections. And like I said earlier, like that pitcher of beer, that night at the Lookout, they aren't necessarily free, but those gifts aren't about objects, right? They're unique sort of experiences and moments. Like I just can't go out and buy a 64-ounce pitcher of beer and have the same meaning, right? Like it's all about the context of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the best gifts are specific to the giver and the receiver.
Yeah. And we're hoping to share more stories like that.
So this holiday season, we wanted to create a short series with you, our community, about gifts. So basically, this will be a bonus Dirtbag Diaries series, and our friends at Patagonia are going to come in and make it happen. But we need your help to do it, kind of like how we do the shorts and our Tales of Terror. So they can be experiences like a surprise trip or an old bike that needs a new set of legs to pedal it. They can be about knowledge or mentorship. And some gifts are metaphorical vehicles. They can take you places and by doing so, open your eyes to the wonders of our planet and each other. And sometimes it's as simple as time that we give to one another. It can be a small gift or a big gift. The story doesn't have to be related to the holidays per se.
And so this is how we hope it's going to work. If you have a story about a gift that you received or about a gift that you've given that seems to fit this, send us a couple paragraphs about it. Like you don't have to go super polished or anything like that, but yeah, write up a couple paragraphs, or even if you want to open a voice memo on your phone and do a brief description, like think a minute long, because longer and it won't go through on email. Then you take that and you send that to gift@dirtbagdiaries.com. Email it to gift@dirtbagdiaries.com. Yeah, and you have until Friday, November 5th to get them in. We'll review them and then pick a few pieces to run in December. Once again, a couple paragraphs or a voice memo. Keep it short and send it to gift@dirtbagdiaries.com.
Great. And we're looking for those gifts about knowledge, skill, time, hand-me-downs, experiences, stories, creativity, you name it.
And just like our shorts and Tales of Terror, this is a paid opportunity. You have till November 5th to get it in. Email it to gift@dirtbagdiaries.com. We're psyched to hear from you.
Woo-hoo.